Gemma Pearson, with the red hair, had her own support today, as she was sentenced with 3 others for abusing elderly people with dementia who she was supposed to be looking after. Carol Moore was a senior staff member at Hillcroft Nursing Home. She was found to have slapped a resident across the face. She was sentenced to 4 months in jail. Experienced carer Darren Smith was sentenced to 8 months for 8 counts of ill treatment. Junior carer Katie Cairns stamped on a man's foot. Her sentence was 4 months. And Gemma Pearson attempted to tip a resident out of his chair, for which she received a community sentence. They did it for their own entertainment, knowing they could get away with it because their victims wouldn't remember. What was it like hearing the evidence?
Haunting. As you can well imagine, when you're hearing any sort of information about any parent of yours being abused by someone who's being put into a position of trust, it can be very upsetting. You obviously go and hear graphic detail about how in my case, my dad was mistreated.
The 4 staff members all worked in the wing of Hillcroft for people with dementia who are especially vulnerable. But they bullied them, they mocked them, and they assaulted them. They took therapeutic beanbags designed to help residents with their coordination, and they threw them at them. And when the residents got agitated, they just laughed. The abuse at Hillcroft came to light when a whistleblower anonymously called the Care Quality Commission last year. But before that, staff members had reported Carol Moore slapping a resident to Hillcroft's management. She was suspended, but only briefly.
These people couldn't speak out or defend themselves. Their behaviour was utterly contemptible, and I can only hope that when they reflect on their actions, they see how cowardly their conduct has actually been.
The judge said the group will never be able to work in care again, and he described their abuse as gratuitous sport at the expense of vulnerable victims.